y'all don't really want it like.
American football is a classic sport to America, but to many individuals it's much more than a sport. It has become an enduring element of American society and continues to inspire millions of people all throughout the country, thanks to its emphasis on collaboration, tradition, and community. The passion, devotion, and sense of community that surrounds football defines its own culture. Football unites people with common enthusiasm and sense of friendship, from the smallest pee-wee player to becoming the biggest star in the NFL. Football has a long history in America and has grown to be a source of pride and tradition, with famous players and situations becoming ingrained in the collective memory. Many ideas from the American football have traditions to bring people in closer to celebrate one culture as a whole. What really gets the audience's attention is the teamwork built into the game, how the players strategize each play to getting that touchdown. Football, in contrast to other sports, necessitates a high level of player cooperation and coordination. Each player, from the quarterback to the offensive lineman, has a particular function to play and must cooperate in order to succeed in the field. Football players frequently develop close-knit communities both on and off the field. Thus, this emphasizes on teamwork, which goes beyond the actual game. American football did originate from a sport called rugby, where both sports have similarities in their rules, including specifications on tackling. Walter Camp was our creator of American football. Turf Tank says Walter Camp is considered the father of American football, as he made mostly the rules like downs, line of scrimmage, and neutral zone. To really know how the sport works is to understand what the concept is, and pretty much either team needs to score points in their touchdown area. Also from Turf Tank, the game was relatively simple at the time, and the rules were also very different from the football we know today. Reassemble more of a rugby game. It wasn't until the late 1800s that the rule began to reassemble the game that we know today. Many of the elements of American football has come from the original idea of rugby, but by the 1800s it became a separate game, one that everyone still enjoys today. Now, how does the game work? Well, the offensive team has to maneuver the ball into the other team's touchdown area. Football means a lot to people, but how far do they get into the sport? For generations, my family has been in love with the sport. We've coached football players, as well as being referees to games. American football culture isn't just shared with me, but it is shared with everybody else in America. As I've grown up, I've been a football player for both tackle and flag, and I am currently a coach. Becoming a coach for American football is a very consuming task. A good coach has to know the rules, the perfect plays, and your team. America also runs off of football season, just as like Thanksgiving, when you have that Thanksgiving football game. Me and my family love to watch the Thanksgiving football game, especially since it's entertaining. Now, America isn't for everyone, but we can all agree that America's sport is American football. You either hear about the sport because of the Super Bowl, or a friend playing the sport as well. There's just two options, or maybe you're just learning it from my video. For many Americans, they look to football as just a sport, but it has such more deeper meaning to it. It's a shared game that can bring everybody together, from different religions to cultures as well. A lot of high schools go all out for football. They go from cheering for their team to wearing their school colors. Being in high school and experiencing a high school level football can have big impacts on enjoyment as well. Many people start loving football in high school because of the excitement it brings to see your team win. But don't be afraid to go to a high school football game. I think the best part about growing into American football culture is having family in the sport. Ty McLeod is my second cousin from my papa's side of the family. He currently is playing football for Montana State, which is college. Many others of my family, like cousins or nephews, are currently playing spring football. So really, football is embedded in me, my family, and my culture. As traditional parts of American football are my favorite, my all-time favorite would have to be the tailgate parties. The tailgate party is a distinctive feature of football culture. Every game, people congregate in the parking lot to mingle, grill food, and drink beer. In recent years, fantasy football has grown to be a significant aspect of football culture. On Super Bowl Sunday, the Super Bowl is one of the major cultural events in the United States and the National Football League NFL championship game. It's a big day for advertisers and is frequently accompanied with parties, food, and booze. Cheerleaders and mascots perform during games and pep rallies for numerous football clubs. Now, one of the biggest traditions for American football is the Super Bowl. You either host a party or go to a party to watch the Super Bowl. Obviously, there are going to be so much snacks, and you can't forget about dinner being served during that time. Many people do bring alcohol to the parties, which get super excited and becomes a party. A lot of the time, people watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show, which has a singer who performs music to everyone, and it's just an amazing experience. Such as Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Coldplay, Beyonce, Bruno Mars, and we can't forget Rihanna this year. From an article about surveys, it estimates about 200 million people watch the Super Bowl event. At high school level football, the biggest tradition is the pep rallies the school does. It brings students together to cheer on their team and school spirit. As college level adds more such as mascots or even fight songs that are played during the game. Altogether, the football culture can be shared with everyone and anyone. It doesn't just have to be for American football cultures only, it could be for worldwide. It's shared from pee-wee players to elders who enjoy the sport. People watch it, coach it, and even play the sport for their enjoyment. It brings people from all over the country to enjoy a single sport, and that makes people happy and celebrate. Thank you for listening.
Here comes the